Hello everyone. My name is Jason. I am a channeler, and I'm here for Daily Dose of Hope, Daily Dose of Hope Day 137. So, I've been coming on since about February 14th, I think, to give a daily dose of hope, as I was guided to do, because the energies on our planet are and have been increasing. And as they increase, things start to get a little bit wackier and wackier. And so I'm coming on just to help everyone kind of stay the course and stay in the in between path. Not the in between, but in the middle path. And yeah, so nice to see all of you and nice to meet you again. Um, so, a daily dose of hope has usually three parts. The first part is a little bit of a talk, the second part is a channeling, and then there is a pocket of peace, which is a guided meditation. So, let's begin. Um, the first thing, let's see. I'm making sure that this is working. Yes, it's working. Um, First thing I wanted to talk about was, yeah. So the story that was in the news yesterday and is still in the news today. Um, Today's July 15th, 2024. The story that was in the news, the big news that happened on the 14th of July, which happened, right? It's very big news. And so if you're watching from the future, you can just look in the news and see what happened. But it's big news. And we were talking about this yesterday, about how all of these things are narratives playing out, all of these different stories. And but what I wasn't thinking about yesterday too, what I didn't realize is that the what is that called? Not the feedback, but the reaction to the event was very extreme, and so the energy in the air right now, the mass consciousness is kind of pretty intense, and a lot of people are having trouble dealing with the whole situation. And trouble, which is, I guess, in a sense, a good thing, because it's really like, um, what's the word? It's kind of like a dark night of the soul, I guess, for the whole world, in a certain sense. And I didn't realize that aspect of it. I wasn't. But so all of these stories have very, very different, depending on where you're looking at the story, there's a different idea behind it. And they're all wonderful. And what I think Yeshua came in yesterday was talking about, like, that all the stories are based on love, because we are just spirit coming down here to have these experiences here. We're facilitating experiences for others. So, like, you in your life with your family or your friends are facilitating an experience for them. And these grand events that play out on the mass stage are also facilitating these events for you to grow as a soul. And that's what they're there for. So, as he said yesterday, they're there for love. And but all I'm saying today is I'm picking up on this energy, and it's very intense, and of course it would be, right. But it's, yeah, so I guess this energy, many people are dealing with a lot of stuff. This brought up a lot of stuff for a lot of people, I think, and it's good. It's a cathartic, is that the word? No, it's catalyst. It's a catalyst in order to be something that's cathartic. So first you have to catalyze, and then you can start to let go. And I think that's what this is about. And that's just one of the levels of this. There's so many different levels of these stories that play out. And I wanted to send. So I don't know about the whole story, but I just send love to everyone who was involved in the story, and to hope that everyone is safe and dealing with all of the issues and the sadness and all these different things. I send my prayers out to those people. And yeah, so the other thing I wanted to talk about was just a conversation I had yesterday about. So I'm a musician. I'm a composer. I write music. Um, but as of 2019, I think it was 2019. Oh, it was, yeah, yeah, the end of 2019, the beginning of so January of 2020. So yeah, right at the edge of that, I got really sick and I'm pretty sure it was what, yeah, it was, yeah. Well, anyway, I got really sick, but they didn't have the tests at that time. Those tests that don't work. They didn't have those tests. They just had another test. And but whatever it was, those 3 days that I got really, really sick, and I just it changed my life. Like that was the thing that kind of switched everything. And I thought, oh, you know what? I can't go on the way that I've been going on. It's time to change. And that's when I started channeling. That was around that time. Just everything. I just it was 2020 vision, I guess. I really saw everything. I saw the things that I was going after, what I was trying to do, and it just all of the stuff didn't make any sense. It's like I'm following this dream for something that probably wouldn't even make me happy, and I don't know what I'm doing, why, and I'm not seeing what's right in front of me. And so that was a grand awakening. But the funny thing, it's not funny, but since 2019, so all of these, I used to be very serious about composing music. Like every day I'd have to compose something, but recently, like I've been composing, like so friends will ask me for pieces. I just made this big string quartet piece. It's about 45 minutes long, I think. No, was it 30 minutes long? But it's a big piece. It was a struggle to make it. But I was guided, I kind of asked for guidance. I said, I don't know what the world's going to look like when this concert's going to happen, or even if it will happen. And they said, just try it out. It'll be fun. And so I did. But the drive to compose is very different for me now. And because we're in a transition period as well. We are in this different period at this moment. In a sense, we are in a sort of war in that sense, of polarity, and it's a very intense time in that sense. And I was just so the conversation I had yesterday was about, I can't wait for the time when we can start making music again, like just with joy and just celebration, that just yes, let's make a giant celebratory, like orchestral piece or chorus piece or whatever it is, just something big to celebrate. I can't wait for that time. But that time is not right now. Yeah, that's what, and that's fine. That's how it works, you know of course. um but yeah, so it's just I can't wait for that time of celebration. And when all of this started, I thought it was going to be much, much sooner. I was like, all right, it's happening tomorrow, and it's much, there's a lot of patience involved in all of this. But it is the process, and that the process is the most important part. I think that's what we always have to never lose sight of, that it's the process. We're going through this amazing process, and just like creating art, it's the process that's most important. We look for the ending thing, the big hurrah, but this is the time, this is where we're learning the most about ourselves. And yeah, hey Patty. So yeah, so that was all I wanted to talk about today. Just feeling I guess that the repercussions, that's a word, the repercussions of the story that's in the news at this moment, on people's psyche and the mass consciousness is very intense. And I'm just picking up on it. And yeah, a lot of people are struggling with a lot of stuff right now. I think that's what's going on. So I send out love and prayers to all those people that are struggling. And yeah, we'll get through all this. So I'd like to go into a channeling, and then see if they have anything to say, to add about any of this stuff. So here we go. Greetings, we are Esmeralda, and we're here. To talk with all of you. We are a mermaid. We don't call ourselves a mermaid, but we are what you would call a mermaid, and we exist in a higher dimension of your realm and also on another planet. And what we'd like to come in today to talk about is love and water, and the power of love and the power of water, and the power of your thoughts. Your thoughts are like water, in that sense that they are able to travel through everything. They can travel through walls, they can travel under the water, they can travel anywhere. And your thoughts and your emotions are traveling. Throughout the universe, they're traveling throughout the world, and all of you are picking up on all of the thoughts that you're thinking. You think that you are thinking these thoughts while you are all alone, but all of those thoughts are being uploaded, and everyone else can feel them as well. Maybe they are not aware of them. Some are aware and some are not, but it is a part of your environment. Many of you talk about healing the environment, but we would say that the most important environment that needs to be healed is your emotional environment. Many of you have these most powerful emotions, but we rarely have control over them. And when you do express all of these emotions, all of this anger or all of this sadness goes out into the emotional landscape, if you will, the emotional environment, the mass consciousness. And so this becomes a part of what everyone experiences. So you have that power. So when you go into this unbridled emotion of anger or sadness, this sadness is felt by people all over the world because it is an instantaneous connection. You are all one. You are all connected. You are all, in that sense, like a network. And it is an instantaneous connection. So all of the things that you are uploading, all of these feelings, all of these emotions, all of these ideas, they're all there. And so what we would say to all of you in these times, in these amazing transition times, is what a wonderful time to be aware of your emotions. What are you feeling? Where is your mind right now? What are you thinking? Where are you going in your mind? Are you here? Are you in this moment? Or are you traveling somewhere else? Or are you stuck in the maelstrom of an emotion? Are you swirling down that whirlpool of sadness or of anger without even realizing that you're there? Or are you standing in the center? Or are you finally in that place of perfect and utter peace? And so what a wonderful time this is to understand that. This is a discernment of your emotional state, of your emotional landscape, of understanding where these emotions are coming from, of analyzing, I am in this situation, and for some reason I am feeling this way, but that does not compute, that does not make sense. And that is where you start to understand that, yes, I am drawing down these emotions, or I have been caught up in an emotional maelstrom that is not mine. And just the awareness of these things is enough to let you out of them, and you can let go of them, and then you can become one in the neutral state, and then you can become aware of what is truly going on. We are that one that you know of as Esmeralda. All right. I went to this park near my house that has a bit of old world vibe to it. There's some buildings there that are obviously, they were built in a what is that called? An exposition, right around was it 1910? They had these expositions all over the world, and what were they? I think that's the word. I'm not getting the right word, but yeah, they had these. What are they called? I'm remembering the Japanese word. It's banpaku. I think it's expo. Yeah. But so they had these expositions all over the world with these beautiful buildings. Like in Chicago, they had this amazing structure that they supposedly built in a very short period of time that was so beautiful, that it looks that like downtown Washington, D.C. I mean, it's just, but they just built it and tore it down. But anyway, there's a building like that. There was an expo here as well, in my town. And so there's a park there, and so the building itself, they actually built, you can tell where they built over it, but you can tell by the architecture. And then looking at people in 1910, and seeing that they were kind of riding on like horse drawn carts and things like that, that they probably didn't build that building and didn't have the technology to do that. But anyway, so I go to that park sometimes, and to channel. I'm channeling some beings from that era, from a different civilization. And but so I was just talking with a few of the beings. There's two beings that keep coming in a lot. One of them is Taylor, which I thought was funny, and because that's my name. So yeah, and then the other one is a flower. Well, she calls herself a flower girl. She sells flowers. Yeah, and both of them are very interesting people. But one thing that came out today I thought was really interesting that they were saying is that um, so we think, like, for example, the speed of light is very fast, right? There's nothing faster than that, or I don't know, at least what I had learned from many years ago in school. Maybe there is now, but what the guides had said is that the fastest thing is love. Love is the fastest. Love travels the fastest of anything, of any frequency, on in the universe. It's the fastest thing, and I thought that was such a cool idea. Love travels. Love is faster than the speed of light. So I just, yeah, I was really like that. So I wanted to share that. Um, yep, that's all I wanted to say for today. So today, let's just go into our pocket of peace, and I've got my third eye bowl, so we can use this for discernment. And so what I'd like to do for this pocket of peace is just to send out a positive energy for all the people that are struggling with all kinds of different things, with what this big news that happened, this big story that's happening, for everyone that's kind of struggling with it and with um, other things as well. So let's just do that. So this is just to send love and to help you to move gracefully through these times. So here we go. So I'd like you to take 3 deep breaths. Each time you inhale just the love, unconditional love. Hold it in for a few seconds, just enjoy it, and then just let it all out and let out everything that you're holding on to. So let's do that. Here we go. So here we go. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Oh, let it out. All right. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out. Take a deep breath. Hold it. And let it out. All right, so I want you to imagine that you are surrounded by the light of unconditional love, the mist of unconditional love. It surrounds you, and it just makes you feel like you're home, even though you might not be home. But you feel like, yeah, I'm home. I'm more home than I've ever been. I feel loved. I feel like I have someone looking out for me. This source energy, which is the energy of love, which is the energy that created me as love. And just imagine that you have this, it's like this loving parent that just loves you no matter what, throughout all of your different lifetimes. Always that love never ends. It's unconditional, no matter where you are, what you're doing, what you've done, what you're thinking. Just pure and utter love for you, because you're perfect. And you just don't realize it. There's nothing for you to worry about. There's nothing for you to regret. There's nowhere that you have to go, nothing that you have to do. This love is yours because you are love and you are part of love. Just let that kind of sink in, that you have this love that looks out for you all the time, just sends this frequency of love to you all the time, no matter where you are. Ooh, yeah, just imagine this mist of unconditional love around you, and just expand it into your room. Yeah, into your whole room is just surrounded by love. Everything is touched by this love, and it's transformed all of these inanimate objects that you think are inanimate, but they are animate. And now they are infused with the energy of love. Your desk, your light, your pencil, your chair, the windows, everything is infused with light. Now just expand this out into the town or county that you're living in, and then the city, and then the world. Just the whole world is infused with this love and this light of unconditional love. So just imagine everyone around, all down the street, up and down the streets, just stopping what they're doing and saying, you know what? I feel this. There's something special right now. See all the people in their smartphones, kind of turn them off for a second and look up and say, I feel really good right now. I don't know what just happened. I like this feeling. I feel like I'm one. I feel like I'm home. And there's nothing I have to do. I don't have to worry about anything or regret anything. I'm just perfect right now in this moment, this eternal now moment of love. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And then I'd like you to add to this grace, this energy of grace, so we can move graceful through all of these things. All of these people who are suffering from seeing so many different things from all of these stories. Allow them to move gracefully through these stories, to see them as they are, as beautiful stories that are love for them. They're bedtime stories. They're stories to help them to grow. Just let them see them as that. Yeah. Just understand that behind all of the stories is the story of love, this story of love that has no beginning, has no ending. They're all there to help you to grow, to become who you need to be. And what you need to be is to be love. To love everything, to love both sides of the coin, to love the whole world. Send your love out in all these places. Just send it out. When you send your love out, you get the love back. Because by giving, you receive. You are giving this love out to the world and you're receiving it as well. And you're walking now in grace, gracefully walking through all of these stories, understanding and sending your love into them. You're sending that secret ingredient of love into all of these stories so that all of the stories turn into these beautiful stories of love and of hope and of dreams. You are that one that is doing that. You're transforming the whole world, the whole mass consciousness with your love. You're sending it up into the mass consciousness, and now everyone can just feel it. They're just feeling this love. Yeah, this is good. This is what I want. This is what I've been looking for, this feeling. All right. So that's our pocket of peace for today. You can take this with you wherever you go. You can use it whenever you need it. Put it in your pocket, or you can facilitate it yourself. You can draw it down. And yeah, so thank you. And Patty, you say, love is the fastest. How neat. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Love is that would have been a wonderful thing to learn in physics class or something, in school. Now, does anyone know what the fastest thing in the world is? Love. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening in. I hope you guys are hopeful. I know I'm feeling a lot better now as well. Again, by giving hope, you get hope as well. And by giving love, you get love. So again, so we're just giving and receiving. So Michael, you say, I just channeled my guides asking for help, and they sent me into an amazing dream of healing. Oh, I can't wait to hear about that as well. Congratulations. That's great. That's great. Incredible. Yeah, that is incredible. I'm happy. That's great that you can do it now, right? Woohoo. So, well, thank you guys so much for listening in. I hope you're all hopeful, and yeah, so I will see you hopefully tomorrow if all works well. So ciao for now.